Thank you, Representative Vitale, and we want to express our appreciation to the representative and the 24 co-sponsors that supported this legislation and has had its full complement of hearings in the committee and is ready to be voted out. The Speaker wants to make sure that he has enough votes on the floor to pass this, and that's why a number of pastors have come from all over the state of Ohio today to encourage members to support this legislation that will protect religious liberty here in the state of Ohio. In the aftermath of the SCOTUS decision on homosexual marriage last June, a lot of questions arose as to where we stand. Constitutional attorneys urged on the steps of the Supreme Court at that time that states must now move to enact statute legislation to protect religious liberty. This legislation addresses that. It protects pastors, churches, and church property. It's very narrowly written, but it's written well. We're hoping that Governor Kasich would also endorse and support this legislation, for as he has said repeatedly recently on the presidential campaign trail, that we must protect our pastors and churches. And so we encourage the governor to support this legislation. Here is that opportunity to do just that. Some of the other states that have enacted pastor protection law is Kansas, for instance. That governor didn't wait. He enacted by an executive order last June, Governor Brownback, to enact pastor protection status. So we really urge the legislature at this time to move this bill. We know that they're going to recess at the end of May, and there's going to be a long recess in what has been already a very scarce calendar for the legislature to meet. That's why our State House is so crowded today. We're all trying to get in to meet with our representatives before they recess at the end of May and then take a very long recess during the campaign season. So we really would like to see this pass the House at this time. We've talked to a number of legislators already who understand the issue. I can tell you, as representing the church here for the last 15 years at the Ohio State House, there is real fear among the clergy as to what is the unknown in this new legal environment after the Supreme Court's decision, a very narrow decision, 5-4. In many's opinion, they've opened up Pandora's box. We need to really understand, and this current culture needs to understand, what our religious protections are under the law. There are those who will say that this is not needed, that we already have protection under the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment, Section 1, Article 7 of the Ohio Constitution. That's true. But our religious liberty predates the Constitution, the Magna Carta. In fact, it goes all the way back to creation. It's the fundamental right of men and women to worship. So that is what we're addressing here today, and that's why these men and women of the clergy have come to talk with their representatives. One would like to read this quote from Thomas Jefferson, who said, "No provision in our Constitution ought to be dearer to men than that which protects the rights of conscience against the enterprise of the civil authority." And that's why we're here today urging the support of House Bill 268 for pastor protection. I'd like to invite to the podium Dr. Tim Throckmorton.